Video by GameDay.
One of the things that you can criticize Midway sports games was that they never really
Ballers
evolved or changed all that much.
I just recently played this game with my sibling, with my older brother. And when I tell you this game had the most insane one-sided PC AI computer player, bro, Kobe and LeBron. When I tell you, both of them are just virtually unstoppable on this game. And it's not even that. You have other players too who are just insane as well. They constantly steal the ball from you or block your shot or just dunk on you or shoot over you and stuff. It's insane, bro. I used to love this game, but going back and playing it and just getting dominated, I was like,
testicle tears was still just core blitz gameplay with edgy seasoning at the end of the day. You can make the same argument for the NBA games. After NBA Jam, we got more NBA Jam just under different names. NBA Hang Time, NBA Showtime, not bad games at all, but with the PS2 out and the shift away from simplistic arcade games, Midway decided to give us something a little different.
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
NBA Ballers, otherwise known as Basketball Bonking Simulator.
Yeah, that too.
This is an NBA game, but with a street ball twist. And while this has been done before, NBA Ballers focuses on the individual players. You don't just play in a random street park, you can play in Kevin Garnett's house. Players have their own house you can play at, which puts some personality into the game, and each character has their own streetwear.
Bro,
they really did put a big emphasis on the off-the-court.
Just seeing all of that, like those cutscenes and everything, bro, it's so nostalgic. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I used to play this game nonstop. And then like the second games, like Chosen One or whatever it's called. Man, bro. It's
glamour. I mean, look at these loading screens.
The fuck he got on. I do not remember.
Put a big emphasis on the off-the-court glamour. I mean, look at these
I do not remember Walt Frazier rapping. This seems like it's for an entirely different video game, bro. not a basketball. This doesn't seem like it was meant for a basketball video game. This seems like it was meant for something like a Grand Theft Auto loading screen or like a Mafia loading screen. But a basketball loading screen is crazy.
Loading screens. Graphically, I think NBA Ballers looks pretty damn good. I'm impressed with these character models.
Is that just a kid?
Like, this is Allen Iverson. Like, that's him. Gameplay is pretty good. You have this juice meter. And no, not that kind of juice. This is essentially turbo. No, not that kind of turbo. This is what makes the game go round, and you have a surprisingly big arsenal of moves to do. You could bounce the ball off of someone's head, go for an alley-oop. You could bounce the ball off of someone's head into an alley-oop.
That shit is so disrespectful.
Passes to yourself off the backboard, and this. This is a move that the kids in middle school who didn't know how to dribble would do. Not speaking from experience, of course. All of these moves have a purpose, though. Doing regular moves with the square button knocks the defender back, leading to easier opportunities for a basket. There's also these act a fool moves. Now, there is another purpose to this, and this is to fill up this piss-colored meter. This is the house meter, and Corey ain't in it, and neither is Gregory. This gets built up by doing these moves, and the best way to do these moves is to combo them together. Your combo is represented by these good noodle stars, and the more you have when you score, the bigger your combo, and the bigger your meter.
Oh no. You're tough. Man said, oh no.
And when it's full, you have a chance to bring down this Temu backboard.
It's a Temu backboard. Temu backboard design.
This doesn't even make any sense in the context of a real life game. You win by doing this no matter the circumstance. So it's like, yeah, the backboard fell, but you were still losing. You lost. Another thing is that every player feels somewhat different because they all have certain things they can or can't do. Some players can't do alley-oops. Some players don't have shooting hotspots. Some players can goaltend without punishment. Well, that's actually kind of stupid. But these
Very
unique
fucking
differences
stupid,
make the
bro.
game feel, well, unique. On the defensive side of the ball, you have some options. Just like in the old NBA Jam games, you have the option to push, or in this case, fucking throw someone.
Yeah, that shove is crazy.
Gotcha, bitch.
When I tell you,
But each time you do, you earn a foul.
the CPUs do is literally that. The entire game, they push and shove you and just do a lot of just a lot of fouling, bro. It's so annoying.
5 fouls and your opponent goes to the free throw line with epic music in the background.
Too free throw.
To take the lead.
But on defense, you have a counter button. Pressing and holding it, you can take a charge, which gives the ball carrier a foul, and you get possession of the ball. The counter can also be used against guys trying to throw their balls in your face. And whenever they go for these act the fool moves, you can counter it and get the ball back. The game's fun, especially playing with other people. Even the little things like these little animations that midway games always do so well. It just gives these games so much more personality. I think the gameplay in NBA Ballers is pretty great. It does enough to separate itself from the NBA Jam DNA while still having some of its spirit. NBA Ballers has a single player story mode called Rags to Riches, and this mode kinda sucks balls. TV execs are complaining about low ratings, so they start this show where a no-name player goes up against NBA players. The cutscenes are weird. They're just these still renders of the in-game models. Like, what happened? Did they run out of time or what? This looks so dumb. So pretty much you play tournaments, aka arcade ladders, until you reach the end with some cutscenes, quote unquote, in between. I like the little TV guide listing for the menus, kind of nostalgic. After every game, your stats get upgraded, but it's based on how you played, which is annoying because it's hard for me to upgrade 3-point shooting because I have to shoot threes in order to upgrade it, and I can't make those threes because my stats are shit. You can upgrade your own crib, even going as far as controlling the weather. Like, how do you do that? This story mode is meh. It's just a bunch of 1v1s for the most part. They try and vary it up a little bit with these stipulations like no fouls or keep your opponent under a certain amount of points. But it can get very repetitive without any sort of variety in the gameplay. But that's NBA Ballers, a very good first entry that hits on the gameplay and has a meh story. But there was a sequel. NBA Ballers Phenom. I have very little experience with this. As a kid, I only ever played the first Ballers and none of the sequels, so I don't know what to expect here. NBA Ballers Phenom would release 2 years later after the original NBA Ballers, and it's the exact same game. No joke. In terms of the gameplay, I can't even add anything new to say in the slightest outside of some new animations here and there. They added 2v2 gameplay and it's alright. You can tell Ballers was made without team gameplay in mind. For instance, you can't switch to your teammate on defense because the X button is the counter button, so you're just locked onto one character on defense. Also, the combo system wasn't implemented with this in mind. Imagine swapping back and forth between teammates building a combo between the two of them. Well, you can't do that. As soon as you pass the ball to your teammate, your combo is treated like a Mike Goldberg catchphrase because it is all over. There's also this thing where the inbound pass is constantly thrown away, and I don't really understand why this happens to the computer as well. But it's a decent attempt. They just need to iron some things out. The main thing that was added, and I assume where 95% of the development time went to, was the story mode. The story mode stars people like Chauncey Billups, Ludacris, and N1 Street Baller Hot Sauce. We have some motion, ladies and gentlemen. No more having the story told through Microsoft PowerPoint presentations. We have real cutscenes. The story itself is alright. Like, I never know how to talk about the narrative of a mid-2000s sports game because it's always just, there's a bad guy. In this case, it's Hot Sauce and his girlfriend, who is your ex. And you go through challenges where you eventually face off with...
I don't remember that. Bro. She upgraded, I'm gone. Get that bread, get that head, then leave. And she left.
Him one-on-one and win. There's some weird things like Chauncey Billups' voice is kind of flat.
I've been peeping your game. You win one more tournament this afternoon. I got 2.
All NBA players who like record their own voice lines, like which 2K was that? 2K14 or something like that, bro. Every single one of them voice lines was horrible, but by far the worst the worst voice line recorded was by who was that? Dion Waiters. That boy could not read to save his fucking life.
Tickets for you to tonight's finals game.
Like, I'm not going to criticize him too much. It's fine, especially for the time. And trust me when I say that this isn't even the worst voice acting in an NBA game.
Need you to score like you did tonight.
Eric Gordon.
If we need you to lock a full down on D, you do that.
You do that. You do that. Boy, that boy funny as hell.
Even the worst voice acting in an NBA game.
Need you to score like you did tonight. Look for your shot. If we need you to lock a full down on D, you do that. Keep thinking like that, and we're gonna be tough to beat.
Man.
Also, your character.
Oh my God. Why didn't they ask these players to just redo the line? I'm guessing they probably just phoned it in online or something. Like, I'm guessing they just recorded it in their own home or somewhere and then just sent it in. But bro, if you got those voice lines, you should have sent it back and told them redo this shit immediately. Like,
his girlfriend just comes out of nowhere, and I don't think she even has
gonna be tough to beat.
Man.
Also, your character's girlfriend just comes out of nowhere, and I don't think she even has a name. There's this other bit where you stand up for this one dude, and it's implied that you will team up with him, but you never do, at least in the stuff that I was able to play. What was the purpose of this dude? But in terms of gameplay, this story is also fundamentally different from the last game. The last game throws arcade ladders at you, and this one does as well, but they have these open hub worlds. You can jump.
I remember this, bro. I used to play this shit all the time. It was like a little carnival or a little fairground somewhere you could like shoot baskets, you know. Bro, I played the fuck out of. Take me back to them PS2 games, days, you know, them PS2 days, bro. Life just seems so much simpler, bro. I ain't got to worry about DLC or, you know, nothing like that. Just, you get the game and the game is damn near complete or fully completed. It may have some bugs in there, yes, whatever, but you don't have bugs where the game is just unplayable. Take me back, bro. Oh yeah, the concert area.
And pull out a basketball like a sword. These areas are filled with collectibles. Some are hidden by throwing your ball at an object.
It take me back, bro.
Talk about a shitty diamond. You have these shops where you can buy different clothes, food, tattoos, all which increase your stats. There's also these little side quests.
I've seen a lot of folks out there lately with some real bad hair. It ain't like it was back in the day when folks...
This was like 2K's neighborhood, just a bit better, bro. And it wasn't just 10,000 ads. Shut down your fucking throat, bro. Nothing like that. But it was fun though, you know, like nowadays the neighborhood wasn't or isn't as fun. And nowadays it's a bit smaller, but bro, when 2K was doing like the larger scale maps and stuff, and then you had to just run or walk everywhere, and it took so long, bro. People hated it. Okay. But I don't know. It was something about like there's something about just an older game and just seeing how large of a scale the Dells had in mind and made the game. I don't know. It's so amazing. It's like going back and playing Grand Theft Auto, bro, and just seeing how large of a scale those games were for, you know, the time period.
Took pride. I mean, I've seen some freaky
back then, bro, games weren't really like super huge or, you know, that large in scale. But man, just going back.
It ain't like it was back in the day when folks took pride. I mean, I've seen some freaky dudes out there.
Oh, you mean like this guy that's standing out in the void? There's a decent bit to explore in these areas. You can buy tickets to events and enter stuff like NBA trivia, spelling bees. okay? Free throw shooting, and probably the most memorable, the Dance Dance Revolution-esque mini games. Here you can wash cars to the car wash song, or DJ, or just dance around with the mascots.
2K doesn't have nothing like this. It's just a large neighborhood, and then it's ads everywhere. You guys to run somewhere, do a dumbass side quest, and then sit through some cutscenes, and you know whatever. Talk to a bunch of random people. They just leave, bro. Well, I don't want to say close, but the only thing they had to something like this was the studio sessions, but it wasn't like a mini game. You just like chose some lines and stuff, some predetermined voice lines and you know whatever. But bro, adding in mini games makes the game or the experience of an actual neighborhood feel much more lively. It's kind of like how Bully had his main game, and then they had like little mini games and stuff inside of it, bro. And it just felt so much more complete. If that, I mean, it does make sense, but I mean, if that makes sense, I guess, you know.
Legitness.
There are 2 of these hubs, and I really like them. I think there was supposed to be a 3rd one at Beverly Hills, but maybe they ran out of time. After each tournament you complete, you get points to upgrade your character and attributes that you want to be upgraded, instead of it being performance-based. A change I welcome. And when you get to these last couple of games, the AI doesn't mess around. Damn. Also, one of the last challenges is beating Kobe Bryant in a first to score 81 points game. Jesus! This story mode is a massive improvement over the original in every aspect, but after you complete it, there's no way of going back and completing all the optional content, which is a little annoying.
What the hell?
Why he walking like that?
NBA Ballers Phenom is a tough game to judge. In a bubble, it's a really great game, but outside of the story, it's virtually the same exact game as the first one. Like if the UI wasn't different here, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between the first game and this one. It got a little old fast for me because I just came from playing the first game and they're both so similar. There would be one more sequel, NBA Ballers Chosen One. This is where things start getting a little strange. Midway was a leaking bucket of water that's been stabbed by Phil Swift, except replace water with money, and Flex Seal, or in this case NBA Ballers, the Chosen One, was not covering this shit up. This game is also next gen, which gave it even more expectation than normal. There are some changes to the gameplay this time around, but they suck badly. They add in the most worthless feature. This is a mid to late 2000s game on a 7th generation console, so I guess the developers are contractually obligated from some higher power or deity to add in these stupid QuickTime events.
Just dumb as hell.
Again, with QuickTime events, this is the 3rd video in a row complaining about this. You have these moves where you activate these QuickTime event sequences. Now, these moves are the most overpowered thing ever because they generate a ton of meter. There's no reason to not do anything besides them. The meter system is different, and I like the concept, but the execution is horrible. You have 3 levels of meter, and you can use these levels kind of like a fighting game. You can use level 1 to steal the ball, or use 2 levels to get an automatic basket. But the thing is that these actions are shown with these long, overly drawn out cinematics where the player is in a black void and they spam the replay button over and over and over again, trying so hard to be cool.
Not the heartbeat. Mike Miller, boy, he ain't never done nothing like that a day in his life.
Level 3 supers end the game automatically. It's treated like bringing the house down in the other games, but without actually bringing the house down. You run up to this marker and press a button, and another one of these cinematics play where you just dunk the ball. Now, when you destroyed the backboard in the old games, it made sense as to why the game ended. There's no backboard, we can't play anymore. But here, you just dunk the ball and the game is over for some reason. And like I said earlier, you could just spam these QuickTime event sequences to build meter and end games in a matter of a couple of possessions. You can lose meter, but you can never lose a level once you earned it. So the back and forth you would have to keep the meter unfilled.
Damn. That boys put anybody in this bitch, you know.
build in the old games is gone. And once you acquire the level 3, the game is a foregone conclusion, because you just walk up to this marker and press a button, as opposed to the older games where you still had to earn that alley-oop. Obviously, this reliance on unbalanced automation kills this game, and it doesn't even look cool. When you counter the quick time events on defense, the player just falls backwards like a ghost pushed him, or Aang blew a gust of wind off screen to knock him over. And this stuff doesn't even work in 2v2 modes. Like, what the hell is even going on here? But it gets worse somehow. Chosen One has a story mode, and it's somehow the worst story mode out of all 3 games. It just reverts back to the original NBA Ballers format. You go through arcade-style ladders, and there's no real story. The cutscenes are just rapper Chuck D starting an episode of this show, and once in a while you'll get a cutscene where it's like, ooh, Dwayne Wade has arrived. But there's no actual story, there's no explorable hub, no anything. But I guess make way for a 3-point contest where your player moves like the stiffest man alive. Moving like the Tin Man before he got oil. And this stipulation that I ran into is so bad, I really do think some developer out there was trolling or something.
It does look better, like the graphics and, you know, everything was improved. And part of that it was due to it being a PS3 game as well. But it does look better, but at the same time, bro, just the whole gameplay aspect and then the story mode, it was lacking. They neutered it, you know, did something to it. They shaved it off, like they shaved off the content aspect to it, bro. The second game had just a lot of fun, you know, like little side quests and just a lot of mini games, and you had a neighborhood to explore, bro, or a city or a town or whatever. Here, you just hooping non-stop, which is fine because it is a basketball game. But for your story mode, you would want to add in, you know, just a bit more than just, you know, whatever. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Just don't do it like how 2K does it, where they half-ass it and just make it so fucking obnoxious and just boring as hell to go through and play.
So there's this stipulation in the story mode where it's a 3-player game and you don't have to check or clear the ball. So naturally, the game just devolves into a damn mosh pit underneath the rim.
Ball score! Can't miss from there. Nailed it.
Good, nailed it. Yeah, bro. At some point, man.
Like, I don't even get what's going on. Probably the dumbest thing about this game, and if I'm wrong about this, I do apologize, but there's no way to give your guy hair. Like, you have to be bald when you start off this career mode. Like, I've looked into some other gameplays on YouTube, and everyone starts off bald.
Yo, how can I change my hair, though?
Let me go.
I gotta be bald-headed.
NBA Ballers Chosen One. Chosen for what? Alopecia? And really, that is the game. This game is about as useful as LeBron without air conditioning. And even besides the things I mentioned, this game lacks any kind of soul. Those cheats you can find in midway games are gone. The lack of color is apparent. The point system is completely missing, and even things like shooting from the hotspot lack the flame effect on the ball. I don't know if Midway wanted to distance themselves from their old arcadey ways, or if they were just following industry trends that were popular at the time. But in any event, it all led to a poor finale of a game. And that's right, I said finale. Midway would go bankrupt shortly after this, and the NBA Ballers series would be no more. And it's kind of sad. NBA Ballers started off great, built a great foundation with the second game, and just fell off on the third. But the over-the-top arcade sports games was falling by the wayside in the gaming landscape anyway. So sadly, even if those games were all masterpieces, I think they would still be dead today.
This was a really good video, bro. I'm gonna have to check out more of his stuff. But yeah, NBA Ballers, man. What a time to be alive. Alright, I'm probably in stream right there. I've been on it for over an hour. Reacted to about, what, 4 or 5 videos. So, you know, it was pretty productive, in my opinion.